3, but he kind of needs to with a minute left to go. He needs to find another way to score. Ceiling reset for Wizz. Oh my goodness, Wizz. Don't do it to him, Wizz! Oh my goodness. So we will get going. Guys, we were supposed to start with Wizz versus Aqua, but Aqua is nowhere to be seen, and that's kind of expected sometimes with NEXGEN, but hopefully he'll be here before the end of the night. Luckily for us, aZap is here, and Wizz is also here, so we are going to start with Wizz versus aZap instead. And this is a great matchup, man. All the matchups we have today are very, very good. Drees also just said he's around, so we might be able to get 3 games whether Aqua's here or not. So we adjust, man. We adjust. So give me a second here. It always takes my brain a second to come out of the tournament commissioner mode and into the Rocket League game caster mode and stop worrying about all the things we need to get done and instead just focus on the good 1v1s we have today. Wizz and aZap, very high level players. I mean, one of the first things you're going to notice about Zap is that he doesn't play with the kind of cars that everybody else does. It's chat might know what the name of this car is. I honestly don't, because I basically never seen it played. And he also rocks, you know, kind of a decal and halo setup, something you don't see from a lot of the top players very frequently. And sometimes I almost think it can trick you into thinking that a player isn't top, but you can tell by the way he's playing right now as he floats off the wall and gets that flip reset. Decides not to use it, but taps in a nice low 50, best of 5. Yes, sir, it is. A great play from aZap. aZap has been in the top 100 a lot recently. I think at the start of this season, he hadn't been playing a lot of it. He mentioned how when I first asked him if he wanted to play NEXGEN, that he hadn't been playing a lot of ones, that he was very thankful that I had told him so early so that he could start working on playing some ones and getting into it before the tournament started. So I'm not sure if he's made it into the top 100. I bet you he probably has, if I had to guess. I imagine if he's been grinding his ones, he's made it back into the top 100. He's had no trouble getting there before. But today he's going up against Wizz, and Wizz, you might know from the Feer 500, he played in the qualifiers and lost just barely in the last qualifier to make it in, but he has been a top-rated player in the game on the leaderboards, pushing for, you know, 1 through 5 in North America. And I'm not sure where he is right now. I haven't actually checked in a couple days. But he is certainly one of the best, and he's going to tie this game up. So, a great tournament setting. These guys, a lot of talk between each other, and I think Wizz and aZap are honestly, I think, kind of on friends. On the same team. They are friends a little bit, because I see them, and it seems like there's a little bit of a divide between some of the youngsters, but I think Wizz and Zap play a good amount with each other, so maybe a little bit more of a friendly matchup. We're going to see lots of unfriendly matchups, if you ask me, during NEXGEN, but this is a friendlier one. And it looks like, according to my Steam notifications, that we are going to have Aqua today, so he'll just sub in at the second game. You know Wizz is the guy who loses to AJ in ranked. That's funny. To be fair, Wizz does play a lot of ranked, and that is why he's such a high player in ranked. But AJ, of course, the perennial right now #1 on the leaderboard for North America. Nice touch. Wizz a couple quick setups to himself for his 3rd goal. And that's just the plight of a player who's really, really good, but not quite the absolute best player. Is basically, he's the only player that AJ can really farm points off of. I'm sure everybody else that AJ's playing, you know, he gets almost no points for winning, but Wizz, a very, very good player. Whether he consistently is able to beat AJ or not, he's able to stay up with the best of them. And he's taken a lead. Nice shot from the wall. A couple quick plays from Wizz to give himself the advantage. He's just been playing a quick touch pace. Normally, there's so much dribbling in ones, but right now, a couple long shots, power shots from Wizz to get himself in the lead, using that wall as a second teammate, getting those passes back to himself. aZap trying to stay at midfield with very low boost. Unable to find anything. Wizz going to make a possession play, and aZap sitting with almost nothing. Does not want to give away pressure on the ball, though, so he's stayed close. Wizz, flip reset. Oh, my goodness, Wizz. What a shot from Wizz. Bounces this up into the air. Gets the flip reset. He can tell that he can't shoot it. from that far out. So he used it for a wave dash and tap to put that one above aZap. That was absolutely highlight reel play from Wizz. A very heads up play, and it's the kind of improvisation that you see from these guys that make them such good players. Nice backwards wave dash for a 6th. Wizz in the zone right now. But, you know, what makes these guys so good at these kind of plays is that they have a million options. When they go up for them, they're not stuck doing just one or the other. They make an adjustment based on the way their first touch goes. They make the play that makes sense at the time. They don't stay committed to exactly one thing. Like I'm sure Wizz, oh, what a save from Wizz. I'm sure he would have liked to maybe just taken a direct flip reset, but he got a great read of the situation and readjusted his plan for a great shot. And a 7th goal, Zap saying that there's something wrong with his frames. Wizz says he's getting it too. It's this map. We can change the map. Oh. Okay, well, if Zap says it's not a problem, then that's a different story. Wizz has been doing a great job with these delayed kickoffs. He has really been putting the pressure on aZap right away. aZap, nice aerial flip reset, double flip reset, but didn't really get much movement on that second touch. He does recover quickly enough, though, to not let Wizz have a free open one. And a power shot from aZap. He is being so greedy, but he kind of needs to with a minute left to go. Needs to find another way to score. Ceiling reset for Wizz. Oh my goodness, Wizz. Don't do it to him, Wizz! Oh my goodness, Wizz. This is nasty. Ceiling reset. Uses it to grab a flip reset into the musty. Oh my goodness, Wizz. Don't do it to my man. Oh my gosh. Wizz is absolutely destroying right now, and he is loving the delayed kickoff. Zap worried about the kind of frames he's getting on this map. Double flip reset for aZap. It'll get saved away. So Zap putting in some nice plays of his own, but just hasn't been able to fully score against a great defensive Wizz. 45 seconds left to go. Zap, a nice back flip or a front flip, but back touch for his 3rd. Wizz giving him a wide open net. I think it's going to be important for Zap not to get in his own head about the rest of this game. It sucks that he doesn't have the perfect performance on his computer, but there's only so much we can do in terms of delaying the tournament. aZap off the back wall. Nice air dribbles. He's had a few different good air dribbles this game. Just has not been able to top the way Wizz has been playing. Wizz looking for that drop down double touch. Not going to get it. 2 seconds left to go. Wizz is going to take in number 1 as he keeps this ball in the air. aZap giving him an okay for doing so. This is a nice backwards dribble, though. Backwards dribble, not very easy. GG's for game number 1 as Wizz goes up 1-0. Here it is, guys. We made it. We made it to game number 2. And look at that. Guys, I had 19 hours to update the score. The longest amount of time I've ever had to update the score. And I did not do it. So I will update it as soon as somebody scores a first goal. Wizz is currently up 1-0. A great performance in game number 1. Chat put it in ways such as, that's cracked. I think somebody said Wizz bullied Zap this match. I would have to agree. He is going to start going up 1-0, but it is just one match in a very long best of 5. You never know how the rest of it's going to go. We're going to give Wizz a win. And continue from there. A fairly high-flying game from both these guys. It hasn't really worked out for Zap so far, but I imagine he's going to keep looking for him, as it does seem like he's on the edge of making a good play in those situations, but he is going to find his first goal on the ground. Nice flick as he keeps it nice and simple. Just a good read on a faraway challenge from Wizz. Wizz diving super early. And Zap just making the read. a great heads-up play to realize that the kind of angle that Wizz was taking was not going to be a fake, because so frequently these players like to fake in those situations where they're coming in towards the ball from far away. So always tough to make a read. So far, Zap has done pretty well reading Wizz in this game number 2. Another great 50 challenge to take the ball away, but Wizz dominating the boost possession right now. And nice flick the other way. I mean, these guys are just trading back and forth flicks over each other. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think Wizz was trying to get a little bit too fancy, maybe slow the ball down and waste a little bit of time, but he ends up not scoring his open net. And Zap not going to be as considerate the other way. Well, maybe he will be. His power slide flick is off the top of the wall. An Athena flick, as so many people like to call it these days. Wizz will take an easy second. Is Wizz trolling? I don't think Wizz is trolling. I think he was feeling really, really good after that game number 1. Thought he might throw in some flair for a second goal, and didn't get it. Nice shot from Zap. I think as Wizz realizes that this is a very tough opponent in aZap, he will slowly pull a lot of the style out. But hard to blame him for feeling himself a little bit in that game number 1. You can always, of course, check Wizz's stream. Wizz the Greek, I think he's streaming right now these games. And you can decide whether or not he's trolling for yourself. Two to 2 with 3 minutes left to go. Zap trying to float above the ball. Get a Goomba stomp on Wizz. Not able to, but he stays near despite having low boost and gets a favorable 50. Couldn't get the Goomba stomp, but Wizz trying to catch that ball and initiate a dribble. Ends up getting a touch he didn't necessarily like as the ball bounces too high, and Zap makes a play. But Wizz is really trying to make his bread and butter out of this this delayed kickoff. He is going for it so frequently in the last game and this one, and he delays it hard, man. We're not just talking about a little bit of a delay. He full up stops about just outside that inner circle on Forbidden Temple and tries to win out that 50. It's worked for him a couple times. I don't think Zap's really been able to punish him for it, so why not? Nice boost grab from Zap is going to keep Wizz starved here in the corner, but oh, what a save. Oh, nice actual touch. Wow, that was super 5-head. I honestly believe that there's a chance that Zap was doing this on purpose. Zap recovers, and he just wants to put the ball back out to midfield. In fact, watching it again, I'm sure he did it on purpose. He knows he's got Wizz with very low boost. He can clear that into his corner where Wizz probably has him beat to grab that corner boost, or you can try and make a slight save, get it a nice bounce off the post where he's got a head start in the race to the net with a low boost Wizz, and he did exactly that. So super heads up play from aZap. Got a 2-goal lead. He got a lead early in game number 1. Wasn't able to hold on to it as Wizz just started to pop off, and this might be the beginning of a pop off for him as he comes off the ceiling trying to get a musty, but no, a miss that just wasn't happening earlier. This is a bummer situation for Zap. Zap cannot afford to give up a goal like this. Wizz misses on what was basically a free handover of a possession, maybe even a counterattack for a goal, the way Wizz completely missed on that. But Zap getting lost on that side post and falling into his own net gives Wizz the time to take a free third. Wizz basically scored that goal on reputation. He had done such a good job of scoring those in the past that Zap was so afraid of a perfect shot coming out, he didn't even imagine the possibility that Wizz just completely missed. Wizz trying to scare Zap off the ball. Did not succeed in doing so. But he did make Zap miss a couple flips here. Zap deciding to stay on the 50, and that's a heads-up play. Knew he was going to get bumped back into the boost anyways immediately after the 50. Long shot to Zap. Easy save. Zap has been using up his boost to force this to the net as soon as possible. Not playing the slow dribbles out of his half. Instead, trying to maintain possession in the offensive half. Maybe isn't quite as comfortable playing from the defensive side as he is trying to get rid of it as soon as possible. This 50 attempt not in favor of Zap. He has been using up every last bit of his boost. And now he's going to finally push a 50 all the way into Wizz's half. Grab that back corner. And oh no. A little bit of a scary save there from Zap, but he is able to connect. He's off the wall early. He has low boost, but perfect play from him. All he's trying to do is scare Wizz and keep Wizz on the ground, prevent him from taking an easy shot. But it's eventually going to happen. A very low boost Zap is going to get caught out at midfield. He had been doing an okay job grabbing 50s before, but rolling the ball on the side wall with 0 boost, it is so hard to win a favorable 50, especially without any boost to make a play on that side wall. And he gets punished, but it's only tied. Not over for Zap. He can tie this game back up in the next 25 seconds, or at least have an opportunity in overtime. If he doesn't get scored on, but Wizz is going to take his opportunity. Zap has been kind of losing possessions on his dribbles. Once again, he just kind of handed over a very weak flick and tried quickly to get it back. Maybe a little bit of frustration from that play, handing over the ball. And Wizz is going to get a 5th. Oh, Wizz, a 6th. Securing this game number 2, putting himself on triple match point against Zap. Zap looking to see if he can make one last play, make it look like a 1-goal game. And he will. Nice goal here. Wizz gonna basically let him take it. Hey, are you playing? Mo, no, you are not playing today. But thank you for being available. I very much appreciate it. Wizz gonna go up 2-0 in this best of 5. I can work on getting a watch time command. I'm not sure how that works. Here we go. Wizz versus Zap. Best of 5. Wizz up 2-0. Zap getting dominated in that game number 1, but had some new life in game number 2. We'll see if he can come back in this series. One thing he has done right is he's taken an early lead in, I think, every game. He may have scored the first goal in every game and maybe taken a 2 to 3 goal lead in every game, but he hasn't been able to hold on to it for the entirety of the 5 minutes. Wizz always finding a way to break him down, and maybe even a little bit more credit to Zap, just kind of handing over some plays late. Can't keep the mental fortitude for the whole 5 minutes like he needs to take down a player as good as Wizz. So one of the keys for him might just be running up the score here early. When he's on fire at the early of the match, he needs to really, really run up the score. Nice save, stopping Wizz from getting a kickoff goal after Zap scoring 2 of his own. Trying his best to grab all the boost he can. Wizz, flip reset, low 50. Very nice play from Wizz. Zap in a really tough spot, having to come so far out and not challenge, just coming out to grab boost, cannot retreat in time. So I wonder if he needed to challenge the ball immediately, if he was going to come that far out, or maybe grab some boost at another location. But Wizz, very clinical, very good punishment of a mistake on defense from Zap. And a nice roller, trying to chip this up above, but Wizz played patient enough in the net. Zap, bounce dribble, letting this one fall on top of his car. His flick is very, very weak, and Wizz trying to take that immediate counterattack shot. Yeah, Zap doing it again. That is definitely, it's fully confirmed now that he takes those taps off the post. So I think we already knew he was doing that very intentionally, but another great play from him again, trying to take a tap off the post, maybe win out on a counterattack, or at the very least buy him a little bit more time than taking it into his own corner. Wizz up in the air. aZap, very low boost. Good early challenge. Or I say he had low boost, but probably not. He had 30 left when I switched over to him, so he must have grabbed 100 when I missed it. Wizz once again trailing as we close out the first couple minutes. Zap, a nice flick saved away. Really good pre-jump from Wizz. A fake would have been absolutely nasty there if Zap had just let that fall to the ground instead of actually flicking it. I'm sure Wizz would have gone flying because he really had to pre-jump to get positioning on that great place shot. Nice 50 for, I mean, this is the way Wizz has been making his comebacks. He's kind of like Forky in the fact that if one thing goes wrong, it could be devastating. Yeah, Wizz right now is scoring basically on these opportunities that Zap has been giving him. Zap has honestly been controlling the majority of the pace, seemingly having possession most of the time. But he'll be making mistakes deep in Wizz's half where Zap has clearly preferred to play his ones. He doesn't want to try and play out of his own half at all, like we've seen a lot of players being very comfortable doing. Zap is not. But it is leading to some very wide open nets on occasion when he doesn't make the right play. Very low boost. Nice 50. Just using that single jump to jump right at the dead center of mass of the ball. And a great, oh my goodness, that shot from Zap was almost the nastiest shot of the game, but slightly offline, and that's just kind of the way it's been going for Zap, especially with those aerial plays. Yet to fully connect on them, but a lot of great setups. You could just feel that clip waiting to happen for Zap, but he only has so many more minutes to do it, as he is on his last life here in this first match, and this is just the story of the game so far. He has been handing over some weird 50s, either at midfield or completely on Wizz's half. Why are we counting the first match, though? We have to count the first match. Exactly. I can't know that it was an obvious disadvantage. The first match definitely counting. I think we can go look up every competitive rulebook in the game. You have to stop the game long before it finishes and there's a result. Minute 23 left. Zap needs to stop worrying about game number 1 and worry about this game that is very winnable for him right now. Wizz gonna grab a 4th. You gotta say it like right away. Game 1 counts, unfortunately. You don't think this was Zap's match to win anyways? Nice play from Zap, getting to 3rd. Taking advantage of the fact that our boy Wizz was typing. These guys can make me out to be a bad guy if they want. The first game is going to count. I'm not even going to get into the fact that these arguments aren't valid. The point is, the first game is going to count. Wizz winning that first game. 50 seconds left to go. This game is not over despite aZap seemingly starting to mentally check out of it. It'd be nice for him to score. Maybe he's firing himself up. A nice save on one end and a counterattack on the other to tie it up. 42 seconds left to go. Zap needing to find a way to take this game number 3. Nice booming power shot from Wizz. A nice bounce off the kickoff. Technically neutral, but Wizz, oh, slightly on Wizz's half. That's honestly the difference. Both those guys very perfectly positioned. But the ball slightly in Wizz's half means he's going to get the power shot and not Zap. And right now, that has led him to be up 1 with 30 seconds left to go. Wizz to the side wall. He's going to carry this one. He's checking to see if Zap was coming to challenge early, and he didn't. That's not a great first touch from Wizz, though. Can he recover? No, he can't. Zap will get a 5th. 15 seconds, or 14 seconds now, left to go. Zap has it all tied up. Maybe he's fired up to bring back a series win. Do you think he should be winning 8-2? I think crazy stuff happens all the time, but I'll let these guys talk it out all they want. Oh, Zap. Absolutely crazy mind game on the kickoff. Has a great opportunity now. Has Wizz playing on the goal line. He's going to take a fast shot, and Zap up 6-5. Sentio, thank you, Bolting Tap, for telling me what the name of this car is. Nice slow play. Perfect execution on the bounce. Waiting for Wizz to commit on the high flick and then putting it far. I thought for sure that Zap was going to try and take that as a low 50 in that situation, but that is why he's the best player. And we're just watching, trying to get a 7th here, but there's no way Wizz is getting back to this ball. It hit the ground. So aZapatos will be winning game number 3, and it will not be a sweep. Zap wishing it was 1-1 right now, but it is 2-1 as we head to game number 4. Here we go. Game number 4. Zap versus Wizz. Read the sloth. Is he smelling a reverse sweep for the Azapatos? Or will Wizz end it right here after giving Zap a little bit of a sign of life? Wizz, nice demo. This is one of the first times that Wizz, maybe the first time of all 4 games they've played now, that Wizz has scored first. A nice demo on the back wall. Wizz and Zap plays 3 together. That's actually what I was talking about. These guys are friends. I mean, I mentioned it at the beginning of game number 1. I thought for sure that these guys would have one of the more friendly games of the whole tournament, and that's what's so interesting. I still think this could be one of the friendliest games of the whole tournament. Keep that in mind. We might look back at this game and be like, man, that game versus Wizz and aZap, that was the most civil game that was played. aZap, nice long moving power shot. I'm starting to lose some frames in my game. Maybe I'll tell him that I'm not gonna mess around. But I am starting to lose some frames. Bounce dribble for aZap, trying to get above Wizz, not able to do so. Once again, they meet around midfield. Both of them very low boosts. This ball rolling in front of the net. Zap trying his best to turn it into something, and that was actually an insane save. He needed to give it that little bit of extra acceleration while it was not on target to keep it out of his net. Wizz eventually going to score, though, as he makes a nice play from the corner. Psyonix tweeted about connectivity issues a while ago. Not sure if servers are fixed yet. Yeah, this is... I'm losing frames because of just the Rocket League like rendering the game, not the internet. I'm not losing internet frames right now. I'm losing legitimate in-game frames. Usually that happens because something like display capture got turned on, or maybe at the end of recording a game. I think the longer we record, it seems like it happens. Wizz just winning out a battle at midfield for boost. Going up 3-0. You say you need max FPS, but he barely gets 144. I'm also barely getting 144 right now. Wizz, nice flick. Wizz is backing up the talk a little bit right now, as he has put himself up 4-0. Are we going to break up a team? It's a very friendly, great 3v3 team. These guys backing each other up on Twitter, left and right. And here they are, absolutely going at each other's throat right now. Power shot off the back wall. Zap staying grounded. Thought Wizz had made a mistake, but Wizz finds a way to get his 5th. These guys need to stop worrying about the past and play the best possible game they can play right now. Zap seems unfocused. He was able to win game number 3 being this unfocused, but he has certainly created the biggest deficit for him in this game number 4. In fact, every other game he did the opposite. He created a little bit of a buffer and he just lost it the first 2 games. He was able to take it in the 3rd. Super early challenge from Zap, just barely missing out. Wizz should be able to get a nice ground pinch. Oh no, not quite online. Zap will save it away. And he's going to leave the net wide open for a 6th. I'm actually going to tab out myself and see if I can't get back some frames by resetting here a little bit. Halfway through the game, Zap finally going to get his first of this game number 4. Now it is time for the comeback. There that boy go. Says it was coming. Hopefully it is. You got to root for a good game. That tab out, by the way, for some reason just fixed my frames perfectly. They are back. And aZapatos, a 2nd. The story begins. Being a similar age to these guys, you confirm it's normal how they're talking to each other as friends. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, aZap better hope that this game doesn't end 8-2, because if this game ends 8-2, that kind of disproves his point. Wizz, another tap up to himself off the backboard. Right now, Zap has had a hard time keeping that backboard clear and making some great defensive plays with low boost. Instead, he has been letting Wizz slam it off the backboard time and time again and eventually get a goal. He's got his 7th. He's trying to do a weird kickoff here. Not a bad shot. Well placed. Would have been just inside the post if it were not to be saved. All you can really ask for. Zap, a lot of space. Starting a bounce dribble. Wizz literally talking. Just take your 3rd goal. This is a competitive match. Do not feel afraid to take your wide open net. LFT, I guess. LMAO. I'm not sure I'm going to let him. I don't know if I'm going to let him. I don't know if I'm going to let him. Chat, what should we do? Should we let chat decide? Do we let Wizz forfeit game number 1? Or not forfeit it, but make game number 1 go null? I really don't think we should. aZap, nice late 50 for a 4th. Best of until Zap can win another match. Yeah. I think the reality of it is we will not be playing another match if Wizz wins. I think it'd be pure anarchy if we let the players control how many matches they get to play. Nice long air dribble for Wizz. He'll get his 8th. 54 seconds left to go. There's one way that Zap can play more games, and that's winning this one. If Zap wins, then maybe another. I say, yeah, I agree. If Zap wins this one more game. But if he doesn't, I'm going to say no more games. Zap, flip reset. Musty, but right in the dead center of the net. Wizz able to make the save. Easy bucket for Wizz. 9-4, 36 seconds left to go. Yo, Bling underscore, thank you for the follow, my man. Looking like a GG's potentially. Wizz up 9-4. Zap, not trying to use any boost. Wants to hold on to his 100 and be able to make a play with it, so he doesn't want to waste it all just clearing the ball. Tries to hold on to it, but Wizz taps in the 10th. I was about to say the only way that I let them whatever. We'll let them. We'll let them. That was Wizz versus Zap game 4. Okay, chat, here we go. Here's the explanation for what's going on right now. This is some serious drama, so we'll do it for the content. But here's the deal. aZap was having a little bit of computer troubles. He said that he wasn't getting as many frames as he would like. At the start of the game, he was basically saying his computer wasn't ready for game number 1. And he didn't quite make it clear enough. He had kind of mentioned he had some troubles at the start. But at the very start of the game, he said, all right, sorry about that. I'm ready to go. Now, about halfway through the game, after he was starting to lose, he said, I think I'm still having issues. Now, there's no competitive game in the world that when you haven't fully disconnected, you can't just say I'm having issues halfway through a game and not have that game still count against you. So aZapatos, by all means, was taking that loss. He lost that game. In between games 1 and 2, we did a whole thing to make sure that when he got into the match next time, that he wasn't going to have any issues with frames. So we did that. Presumably since then, he has said the game has been fine. It's been perfect for him. I was not going to give him game 1 back. That is not how competitive matches work. Every tournament ever would say that Zap lost that game, and every tournament ever would not let him say, would not even let Wizz say that he wants to play another game. That being said, I'm not exactly the biggest, humongous $100,000 tournament of all time. If Wizz wants to say he didn't win game 1, we'll let him say he didn't win game 1 for the content. So this has now become the new game 4. If Wizz wins it, he'll have won basically a best of 7, 4-1. But for the purposes of the stream and the match and how we record this, I don't know officially in the like say the Liquipedia. Maybe we just scratch game 1 out. Maybe we just list all the games. I don't know. Wizz needs to win this one to really secure the fact that he will not go down to Zap regardless of how many frames these guys have. You guess this is a negative side of running Salt Mine for under 15 kills. The kids are cracked, but they can't behave. It's always been the case. We did NEXGEN 1 the first time. This is technically NEXGEN Season 2. And we have issues. You know, this is the way it goes. But it's fun, man. These guys are good. And I like hosting games for them. And I think they like having an opportunity to play some competitive games on a stream. So I'm all down to do it. So why not let them play a weird game number 5, only it's game number 4. Now it's some serious content if Wizz ends up losing this game. You have it as Wizz 3-1. Sounds good to me. Nice shot. Wizz up 4-3. Took us a while to explain what's going on here in this game number 4? 5? History may never know. Honestly, I think if Wizz wins this game, we basically just scratch this game from the record and we just say, you know what? They played this one for fun. Wizz for pride showed that he could take down Zap. But if Zap wins, it'll be a different story. We'll have to talk about what that means for the tournament. Nice delayed 50. It's the first time Zap has used that. Wizz has been using it all series. That's super delayed 50. This time it's going to work in favor of his opponent. Nice tap from Wizz. Once again taking a long shot. I don't know if I've seen this many open net long shots all the way from his own half than in this game. Zap is a very aggressive player who likes to play out of like that back third of Wizz's side. He just never ever wants to leave the ball and prefers it inches from the net he's trying to score on, but so many times it's cost him some wide open nets. Zap on the shadow defense. Wizz, a nice fake and a great flick. Oh my goodness. Crossbar, post, and out. And there's no better way to be rewarded. Oh, never mind. He got a little bit fortunate there. Seemed like Zap was going to get a free counterattack, but after such a great shot, sometimes it's just the way it goes, especially in ones. Sometimes the worst possible shots are centimeters off of being the best possible shot. Zap looking like he was maybe going for yet another post-rebound counterattack. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left to go. Zap down 2. A very soft backflip. If Wizz had powered into that ball, he would have had a very easy counterattack. Ooh, nice play. Wizz making a read that Zap was going to try and cut early. And all he needs to do is give it a little tap out to midfield. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left to go. Wizz trying to turn that into a direct kickoff goal, but was never going to be able to. Maybe just trying to put Zap on his back foot and grab some boost, but it's not going to work out as Zap now demoing Wizz. Definitely has the advantage. Set up to himself off the backboard. Wizz, the pre-jump. Wow, really strong touch from Zap. Great play. That was clinical. I thought this was a little bit too much of a tap. Obviously, he wants to take it back the other way as Wizz is kind of pre-jumping off that side wall. But I thought he did it too much, but he perfectly brings it back online, puts it top shelf. Great play from Zap. Perfect execution. Punishing Wizz in that situation as a low boost defender. Wizz going to get a direct kickoff goal right back to put himself up 8-5. Not going to go out easy. These guys have totally swapped the delayed kickoffs. They're now in favor of Zap. He has a great opportunity to score here. Ooh, like I said, sometimes the worst and best shots are so close to each other off the post. Zap trying to slow it down, put a backflip behind the defender, but Wizz was very stagnant, was ready for that kind of play. Minute left to go. aZap needs 3. He's going to take up the side wall. Can he get his first nasty clip of this one? He hasn't been able to find one yet, it feels like, but that one is perfect. aZapatos, a great flip reset air dribble, puts it top shelf, takes the flip as soon as Wizz is jumping up into the air, but not enough for him. Zap, his 6th. Maybe that will spark a little bit of fire here as last minute he needs 2 more goals. FeerRL, thank you for the follow, my man. aZap cannot get to Wizz. Wizz, oh my goodness, what a great read. Thought he had missed that shot off the backboard, but he knew it was coming straight down to himself. Not an easy read, but a great play. What car is that? Well, I think Bolting Tat told us it was the Sentio. So that's the only thing I have to go off of. Yeah, there he is. Octane. And oh god, either you are I think you're just a comedy genius. That's what I'm gonna go with. Zap needing some boost at midfield, needs to make a play very soon here. Yeah, aZap plays the Sentio all the time. I've definitely seen him play Sentio every time I've seen him played. It's in the Sentio. Air dribble out of the corner, flip reset, but he's not going to be able to do much with it. He needs to stay with the ball, and he separated himself from it. So Wizz, another touch, 10-6 for Wizz. Wizz putting the extra nail in the coffin. Wants to show he can do it in 4 games, even when everybody's game is playing perfectly. So Wizz 11-6. That'll be it. He will secure his first win. aZap, another opportunity to play, coming later tonight against Aqua. We are going to hop Aqua in right now against Wizz. Best of 9. Don't stop. All right, a little bit of salt, even in the next gen. It may not be the salt mine, but the salt is still there, nonetheless. Wizz gonna win his first game of the next gen. I gotta let you guys see all this talk. You're surprised I have chat on? Oh, we have to have chat on, dude. It's the next gen, man. The chat is where the content is at.